everybody. Welcome, that's right, to another day of Potsquatch Growers. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Wednesday so far. Bear with me here, I'm just trying to... There we go. And all right, I somehow have turned off the chat here, but that's all right. I'm going to pull it up on my phone, and we'll be able to read it there, and everything will be all right. So bear with me here, just 2 seconds, everybody. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. There we go. We are using the OBS again today, as you can tell. I'm sitting here in the little studio, and we're doing our thing. I'm going to turn the volume down. All right. How's everybody doing today? Are we having fun? All right, as we normally typically do at the beginning of the show, let's go back to the very, very beginning, and we'll say hi to everyone. Hello to Van Island Beauty. Good to see you. All right. Hello, Reverend Veritas. Hit me with those questions about soil grows, my friend. Good to see you, Alvin Mace. How you doing? Hello, Reverend Veritas. I already said that. Hello again. What's up, Eddie Evans? How's it going? What's up, Jeremiah Sanchez? All right. What's up, LST UK Big Bud? What's happening, West B? Good to see you, my friend. All right, good to see you, Miss K's Garden. Thank you for the shout out in the video the other day, everybody. If you haven't had a chance to go check out Miss K's Garden, she's got a new YouTube. She's sharing her learning, she's sharing her fun, and totally doing a great job of it so far. So good job, Miss K. Good shout out. As well, and I appreciate it the other day. What's up, LT Blazer 556? What's happening, baby? Good to see you. What's up, Patrick Randall? Good to see you. What's happening, Ganjanani, your mama? Hello, 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 gorgeous. Good to see you. Welcome. What's up, Wonky Donkey? Yo, yo, yo to you. What's up, Roman Reckless? How you doing, buddy? What's up, Van Island Beauty? I already said that, but I'm saying it again. What's up, BMK? What's up, Trichrome's Rock Your Socks? All right. What's up, Robert Brisbois? What's up, Vic Victor? All right. Hey, I hope you have sweet dreams, Gotcha, out of your mama. I hope you have a good rest. What's up, that local grow guy? What's up, Kevin K831? What's up, Jimmy Jones? I'm doing well. How you doing, Jimmy Jones? What's up, Eugene Dolan? Good to see you, my friend. All right. There we go. We've caught up. I hope everyone's doing well today. Good news, everybody, is we actually, in fact, have the new genetics are in the little water in the solo cups. They're soaking. For those of you who watch the videos and know, typically, I've been doing it the same way pretty much ever since I was a kid. I like to do a 48-hour soak. I go back at 24 hours. Any seed that's still floating, I'm going to tap it until it sinks down to the bottom of the glass. And then... once that is ready, then we'll pull that one out, and after that, we will be, pulling those out, putting them in some paper towels for usually, typically with Gabs or genetics, they seem to pop really, really, really quickly. They seem to have a very sufficient and well-established rootlet, as it were, within a day or two. So we'll be planting those and getting those going. I have also been creatively shooting these sort of like little micro inserts so we can actually do sort of the whole run in a short little condensed video at the end of this run for everybody as well. As kind of a fun new style of video that we're going to be releasing. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So thank you to all of you for joining us today. For those of you just tuning into the channel for the new time, like, subscribe. I guess that's a thing, right? That's a thing I should say. Like and subscribe if you'd like to, or if you want to watch for a bit before you do that, that's fine too. I don't care. Whatever makes you happy makes me happy, all right? So anyway, I'm going to turn that little message off there. There we go. Look at me knowing how to do that. That's about the extent of what I've learned how to do here on Streamlabs. I'm struggling myself slowly, but surely to attempt to learn how to use the OBS a little bit more effectively and proactively and interactively. But we're getting there. So, Miss K's Garden, did I get the email that you sent me? I more than likely have. I haven't seen it yet, but again, I haven't checked the email. When would you have sent that, Miss K? I do get a lot of emails, so sometimes I do miss them occasionally, but I usually catch them eventually. And also, for those of you wondering, so the genetics that we've decided to go with, let me try to remember now. So we've got the Gazzers K-Town, so we're bringing those back. So we've got some of those popping. We got the K-Town by AK-47, the K-Town by Cheese. We actually have another genetic that Gazzer sent us that we didn't pop last time in the last babies. Okay. Let's see if I can even attempt to say this name. It's a Maori strain called Kaitangata. I think that's the closest I've gotten into saying it right. I'm more than likely saying it's still wrong. But Kaitangata is an outdoor Maori sat strain from New Zealand. And so Gazzers has crossed that one with Canadian White Russian. Canadian White Russian being the sort of the Canadian addition to the white family of, White Widow and White Rhino, etc. So that one should be all very interesting to see how that one goes. And what else did we do? So we did those. That was... Oh, and the Orange Hindu. So that's that. And then the Kaitangata by Canadian White Russian. And then I randomly found this one bean of Rockstar that I had. So we've got that one bean of Rockstar as well that we're going to be seeing. If it pops, great. If it doesn't, who cares? I figured I'd throw it into some water anyway for some fun. So, yeah. Well, here, Miss K's garden. After the show, I will go rooting through the emails there and try to find that one. But, yeah. So simply put, though, everybody, I mean, I'm getting excited. I'm really looking forward to having plants going again. We're getting the lab up and running again. We've been doing the deep cleaning and all of that jazz. I mean, I've had the new soil's been on quarantine in my car. I've just left it in there for weeks while we were getting everything cleaned up in here, just so there was no accidental contamination. I'm feeling pretty good about where we stand right now in terms of the grow and getting everything going again. In terms of not having any real issues. However, we will see. I mean, you know what? Wait and see. But I mean, I might come through and do one more hardcore bleaching everywhere. So we're going to start this one a little bit differently, where I had the babies going in the tents last time, and just to be better safe than sorry, I'm actually going to start these babies in the actual physical flowering room itself, because we don't have anything else going anywhere anyway. So we're going to start it in there, and then we're going to... kind of keep playing it out that way. So we're starting in solo cups. We're starting in midget solo cups, though. So, the average solo cup, the average size one, I believe, is about 450 to 483 milliliters or so. So we're starting them in these kind of tiny ones, which are like 243 or something like that. They're kind of like these cute little ones. So we're going to start them in those. Which will help us to accelerate the root locking technique that I like to do, where it starts to self-cannibalize some of those lower nodal levels a little bit, and then we're going to, transplant those in and get it going. All right. To anyone who I've missed saying hello to you, and welcome to the show, my friends. All right. I'm just reading here, everybody. Bear with me. How long has Gazzers been working on projects? Well, Gazzers been growing even longer than I have. So Gazzers has been growing and breeding and for a very long time. All of the crosses here that we will be doing are an F1 cross, so they aren't stabilized. K-Town Kush is a stabilized strain that he created. So on these sort of F1 initial crosses that we're doing, you've got a stabilized strain. And, well, I mean, your guess is as good as his or mine in terms of how stable the things he's crossed it with was. But so overall, though, we should be going into a fairly decent run. We should still see some very nice, diverse phenotypes occurring in terms of the grow. Caden Crooks at District Records has got 3 of the K-Town by AK-47s, which Gazzers is affectionately called Gazzers Madness going right now. 2 of the phenos that he has are looking fairly similar, and then he has one that's kind of come out with this more bushy reality to it, with some purple undertones as well. So I'm looking forward to see what we get from ours. Again, these are also all regular beans, so we will be watching out slowly but surely, watching for them to sex, watching for them to reveal their gender to us, okay, which is going to be a big part of what we're trying to do. I'm going to try to get, hopefully, them to gender before we transplant into the finishing pots. I'm going to see if I can get them all to gender in solo cups. That's kind of my goal on this one, because if we can go from solo cup to our buckets, that'd be great. We'll eliminate a step so we can actually kind of get this run up and running faster for everybody. There has been a bit of a break between the last run and obviously getting things going with having to euthanize things. Originally, I thought I was going on that trip down to Ontario, but then sadly, because of Mother Nature and the acts of quote-unquote God, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't go. But so here we are, though. We're starting fresh. We're getting it going. Oh, Reverend Veritas, thank you very much, my friend, everybody. Thank you for the tip there, my friend. Very much appreciated. I don't know if it shows. I think I turned off the showing thing. Wait here. Let's see if I can turn that on. 1 second here, everybody. Uh-oh. Okay, I don't know how to do this, but anyway, you can see it there. Thank you very much, Reverend Veritas. I really appreciate that. So, Reverend Veritas has a question here, my friends, okay? Hey, Potsquatch, I'm a hydro guy. Cool. But I've been messing around or musing around over the idea of trying out a super soil grow. Very nice. Any experience with it? Yes. Can it really supply all the nutrients necessary from start to harvest? Thanks. Yes. So, okay. Right now, in this day and age, there's a lot of super soils that are being marketed. I have not really played with a lot of the marketed super soils. I'm a big believer that if you're going to do a super soil and you want to do it, I say get hands-on and really, really play with it yourself, okay? So, yes, the answer to your question is yes. You can definitely have a super soil that will provide all the required nutrition from start to finish. There's some subtle nuance things to do. Basically, you're going to start with the base soil. You can pick any base soil you like, okay? For me, if I was doing and building my own sort of a super soil, I would use probably ProMix HP, which is my happy go-to these days, as my base. Over the years, I've played with different variations of super soil, but every time I've played with super soil, it's always been a variation or playing with the basic recipe that came from Subcool. Okay, Subcool passed away a while ago. We did a show talking about that. So it was Subcool's original recipe. I would have read that recipe probably first time was maybe 18 or 19 years old, and I would have read it. I read it in a High Times article, and it was really cool. I mean, I remember reading this article and going, "Oh man, like that sounds really cool." And I can't remember the exact recipe off the top of my head, but it has lots of fun things: bone meal, blood meal, dolomite lime, imported from Italy if you can get it, just because it's that good. Different bat guanos from different parts of the world, because based off of diet, okay, different bat guanos are going to provide different nutrition at different stages of the plant's life. So what you're going to do is you're going to mix up your super soil, your initial batch, okay? And once that initial batch is done, my approach to it typically is I like to do it in a slightly bigger pot when I'm doing a super soil, just to kind of, make sure we definitely have all the goods and berries. I'm going to layer straight super soil that I've mixed up in the bottom. And then I'm going to start to level it. So I'm going to take, maybe on the next level, I will go 3 parts super soil to 1 part regular base soil, and then so on and so forth. And basically to where at the top where the initial starting of the plant is going to be, it's about a 50-50 mix. And we're layering that into our pot. This is, in theory, in my mind and mindset, has always been allowing the plant as it grows, as it matures, to then have these deeper, hotter, nutritional super soils as it's going down and in. Oh, worm castings, another thing that goes in there as well. So, yes, simply put, you can definitely dial in a super soil. I've actually seen super soils that are so well dialed in that with many strains, there won't even necessarily be a huge natural fade on the plants. A lot of people will go, oh, God, this is scary, like there's no fade. It's not a big deal. It's okay. It happens. It goes with the territory. But yes, so to answer your question, you can totally do that. I am very skeptical of a lot of marketed super soils out there. So I will say if you're going to go the super soil route, it's always best to mix your own. It's not cheap. I'll tell you that much. If you're mixing your own super soils and bringing in all the parts and the variables to build it, it's not cheap. It's going to cost you a decent little penny to do that. But if it's something that you're excited to do, I say go for it. I've played a lot with them over the years, and it is a good time. 1 second here, everybody. I'm just trying to read. What's up, Red Claws? I hope you're having a good break, my friend. Right? I agree, Reverend Veritas. Rest in peace, Subcool. Subcool was the one who was responsible for bringing the concept of super soil into my brain and the brains of many around the world. Yeah. 1 second here. I'm just reading. The Fatty Thumb says, hello, good man, on some blueberry. Hell yeah. What come out? Very nice. Thanks to some of your techniques. You're more than welcome. I'm very happy that it turned out well. Now, my question is, the Fatty Thumb, are you getting those nice, fat blueberry notes to that genetic? Did that come out? That's always been my favorite part of blueberry strains, is just when they have a proper, fat blueberry nose to them. I'm just going to change my microphone just a smidge over here. There we go. I've got it in a different place this time, so I'm just playing around with it. Grow Big 207 says, hey, Punch. What's your recommendation on using cal early in flower? I've been told no later than week 2. Like calcium? I use calcium and magnesium, because again, I'm a bottled newt guy these days most of the time. I'm using calcium magnesium throughout the entire flowering period. I'm also using it in ever-increasing quantities throughout the period. So, I mean, for me personally, I would wholeheartedly disagree with whoever the hell told you that. And say, hey, in my humble 2 cents, you're totally fucking wrong. Calcium, magnesium, where calcium is very important in the early vegetative states to build a strong plant, etc., 100% true. It's also still extremely important going through the entire life cycle, okay? So, yeah, I would wholeheartedly, humbly disagree with that one there. So, yeah, it's totally okay. I do it, so... Tony Clifton, you could totally make your own compost to start and use that as part of your mix into the super soil as well. Again, there's 1,001 ways to maybe not 1,001, but a lot of different ways to approach the concept of a super soil. I always played with augmented realities of Subcool's recipe and kind of going straight. I mean, once you mix that super soil, it's not a bad idea. Wet her down, let her sit, let her hang out, break down, come together for a while before you use it. That's a great idea. You're not going to go just jumping in there right away. So letting it hang out for a bit before you then start using it is definitely a good idea. You could totally use your own compost as well. And if you're paying attention to what's going into your compost, okay, you're going to be able to then know or have a rough idea of all the basic nutritional value that's going to be present within your compost, and that's going to help you then to know where you might need to augment it or mix in some other stuff, okay? Hell yeah. I hope that helps to both of you there. I'm well, Romans. How you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. How you been doing, man? I'm doing good. Potts is 20 minutes behind. I am most certainly not 20 minutes behind. I am reading your comment at 3:18, and it's 3:20. So... Timmer, there's totally dry nutrients that are out there. There's a lot of ones that a lot of my friends rave about. I've never really been a dry newt guy. It is a vastly cheaper way to go. It's definitely more bang for your buck going that route. So yes, there definitely is. I mean, there's a lot of good ones out there. I myself am always more into liquid soluble nutrients. That's just sort of my thing. But that's just my happy place. Bear with me here, everybody. Yeah, see, I'm totally caught up. I don't know what you're talking about, brother. I'm totally on. I'm here with everybody. I'm just reading everybody's messages here. Bear with me. What's up, asshole grower? Good to see you, buddy. So Robert Brisbois, in terms of the flushing of the plant, that's a great question. Do I use plain water to flush, or do I use a flushing agent? My answer these days, I used to, for most of my career, I'll be completely honest, I was a plain water flusher. I was against the concept of using a flushing agent. I was like, oh, no, don't do it. I use them now. I don't use them the whole time. I typically will start my flush with a heavy application. After that first week, I'll give it another heavy application. But for most days, I'm running straight plain water. Why do we use a flushing agent? Well, at the beginning, it works really well because let's say, like, picture this as an L, right? This is a water molecule, okay? This water molecule of the plain water flushing going through and scrubbing out salts, okay? When we use a flushing agent, we're adding in something else that's going into the water. Imagine that flushing agent as like 4 L's all stuck together. So you got all these greater arms for scrubbing out salts as it moves through the soil and the plant's tissues, pulling out these salts, okay? So why do I use it now at the beginning? Well, it gives you a great start. You hit it with that flushing agent at the very beginning, and then over the next couple of days, you keep going, playing water, you know what I mean? It's just sort of hitting the ground running, okay, to really get a good start. After a couple of days of running that plain water, you're going to take a reading of your ppm on that, and then you're going to have a rough idea of where you are, because when we're water flushing, what we're really trying to do is we're trying to get our runoff as close as to our base ppm as we can. So let's say hypothetically the water you're using is a tap water. Let's say that ppm is coming out at around 27 ppm, 27 parts per million, okay? We're trying to get our runoff as close to 27 as we can, okay? And, you know, between you and I, you can get pretty damn fucking close to your original ppm start origin source, okay? So really at the end of the day, that's where ppm monitoring, I never used to do it. I used to just flush and never would check my ppm. I would just flush. And I did it that way for a majority of my career. In the last few years, I've really started playing with ppm readings in terms of my flushing and monitoring that. The thing to remember as well, when you first do your flush, there's going to be residual salts built up on your drainage trays. A fun trick to avoid that is do your first super flush, okay, in your, the drain trays or drop trays that you've been using the whole time. Then, after a couple of days of that, pull those drop trays and put fresh drop trays down that are clean. So having a double set where you can switch them out is a great thing to have if you can have it, okay? And that's going to help you from the get-go get a vastly more accurate ppm reading on your flushing, okay? Because I remember this one time, when I was first playing with ppms and I didn't really think about that. And I was like, oh my God, how the fuck is my ppm going up? I'm flushing so hard. And then it just hit me. I was like, oh, you're a dumbass. There's all this residual salt and buildup on your bloody drip tray. When you're flushing, it's going into the water. Like, you're an idiot. I was like, crap, I'm an idiot. But anyway, so that's why I like to do that switcheroonie now. And that's kind of my happy place. CO2 flush. Well, you could use the carbonated water during your flushing process. I do. So that's definitely a thing. Typically, I'll even come in. So now that I'm using a soda stream when I'm flushing, I'll come in and after I do my flush, I'll put like a liter of carbonated water from my soda stream in and it's good to go. Bear with me here, everybody. I'm just reading. I figured. No worries, Grow Big 207. I figured my friend. Yeah, so I use CalMag, and this is at Grow Big 207. I use it until I stop my feeding. Okay, I use it until the very end. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, Roman, I'm not surprised in that because also they're kind of very different. It's like, a lot of bottle newts are such comprehensive, sort of covering your base sort of stuff. And then when you switch to something that's more like a Gaia Green, or, for example, right? Like you got to kind of dial it in, right? So everything's a little different, and then Gaia Green is certainly different than using something like a Remo or a Green Planet or something like that, right? Or an advanced nutrient line. So you got to learn, to play around with a little bit and try to dial her in and stuff. Bear with me here. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Tony. That's what I was just saying there. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Oh, Timmer. Have I ever used lemonade instead of club soda? No, and I would not recommend it. If you're talking like a bottled lemonade from the store that's filled with crap and artificial flavorings and colors and stuff, I wouldn't put that in there. Plus, if it has an actual lemon base on it, if you use too much of that, that's going to throw your pH off far too much. Yeah, see, Zimleys, I don't pH anything, though. I am lucky. I live in a part of the world where I have a very low ppm and very, very clean. Some of the cleanest water in the world comes into the tap here at Potsquatch Growers. I'm in the mountains. It's all glacial river water, run through a very advanced treatment plant as well, where it's very clean. I don't pH anything. I don't feel the need. I've never had to. But if you want a pH, you can. But less is more. Be very, very careful when using pH up and down and utilizing that. Lemon juice is a much safer way to go overall, in my humble 2 cents. Bear with me, everybody. Hey, and Tony, if that makes you happy, you can. But I use CalMag all the way to the end. Reverend Veritas, thank you again for another tip. Holy crap. You're allowed to... I mean, I really appreciate it. It really helps us keep things going here. And things have been tight here at Potsquatch Growers with everything. But I thank you, Reverend Veritas. But, you can ask questions without doing it too. But I do appreciate it. It does help a lot. Thoughts on designing an automated drip irrigation system for a super soil grow? How much water does a plant use in each stage? Waterings every day. That's a great question. So one, you got to remember that every plant's going to be a little bit different at the same time. Okay. So basically, depending on the root ball that you have on each plant, and even if you're using clones off the same genetic source, they're going to have different root balls. They're going to kind of develop a rate of thirst at a slightly different rate on each plant. So one, using an auto watering system is great for large grows. It makes your life 1,000 times easier. I would say on a smaller grow, I like to kind of do the one-on-one personal watering and feeding to each plant when it's small enough that I can easily stay on top of doing that without it eating up too much of my time. When using it on a large room, obviously we're waiting for an average, every pot should be somewhat dry before you water it again. So I love auto watering and auto feeding systems for large spaces and large rooms. On a more boutique style grow, if we're only just doing 10, 20, 30 plants, I would say I would personally feel I would prefer hands-on. Or let's say we have 30, 40 plants, we kind of want to do a bit of the best or a bit of both worlds. I'd have 3 separate systems and I divide it in 3. So if we're doing 30, 10 plants on each system. So then that way it gives you a bit of diversity and attention to each sort of section that you can. And yeah, so there we go. 1 second here. I'm just reading, bear with me. Oh, and I hope that helps, by the way. And also, Reverend, I will share too, in my soil grows, I'm watering almost every single day. Typically once a week, I'll let my stuff really, really dry out. Like I'll let it super dry out once a week. And then I'll go back to normal. But I am running, since, I'm running indoors, I'm running a lot of lights, I'm running low relative humidity. My plants drink a lot of water. So they dry out fairly quickly. And at the end of the day, don't use one of those, little moisture meters. They're fucking useless. There's a great test. It's called your finger. Stick your bloody finger into the soil. Go into your top knuckle here, okay? Obviously, try not to destroy any roots. I like to do it around the side sometimes, not getting too close to the center. That's a great indicator. If you can go down 2 or 3 inches, 3.5 inches, and it still feels pretty dry, well, then you are most certainly good to go to hit with a good hydration there, okay? Yes, Miss K's garden, when you're doing proper true organics, you do not technically need to flush at all. I still do personally, but that's just me. I'm an odd man. I'm an odd, silly man. I'm an odd, silly man. So that's just me, though. Zimleys, have I ever used a thing called 444? No, never heard of 444. Normally, if I see 444, I think, ooh, 444, angel number. But I'm not sure what that is. I've never heard about that one. Tony Clifton, what about birch beer? Never used that either, my friend. Timmer, my tap water is coming out at about 2021 ppm here. Woo! That's approaching fairly hard there, Tony Clifton. But at the end of the day, Tony, still 150, where it's starting to approach quite hard water. It's not that hard, and like I've seen vastly higher ppm readings off other city grids. So it's not great, but it could be a lot worse too, Tony. So don't beat yourself up too much. What's up, Andre 4000? Oh, Well, Reverend Veritas, and again, I really do appreciate it. You know me. As much as, to be fair, I probably need to get used to people helping out and making donations, because it will help me to actually keep the lights on here. Things are quite tight, and being the Potsquatch, doing what I do now, both on the YouTube and for our company with everything, is literally all I do, other than and also being an actor and a comedian. So I guess I got to learn to let people help. Thank you, Reverend. I really do appreciate it, and it really genuinely does help a lot here, actually. So thank you very much, my friend. Yeah, no, in terms of doing a deep water culture, again, when we're doing deep water culture, you just really monitor your system, okay? Daily checking on where your water pH is, checking out what's going on in terms of your root health, making sure there's proper aeration, making sure you're not having any root rot. So the thing is, with doing anything like, whether it's a deep water culture, general hydroponic, aquaponic, I mean, it's just maintaining the system, monitoring your levels, monitoring your pHs, your ppms, monitoring your root health, oxygen levels in the water. I mean, those are the most important things, really, at the end of the day, and really should be checked every day or every other day, just because you can have a great crop, a great grow going, and if something goes off and you don't catch it, it can go to pot, no pun intended, really quickly. So that would be my main real thing there, is to keep an eye on that. I know. I wish I had some maple trees to tap here, Jason Houlihan. Yeah, no, I totally feel you, Zimleys, and and as horrible as this sounds, um, a lot of what I was thinking when I was saying in certain areas or certain city grids aren't great. It's more so in America. The water in America is what I'm referencing. Not to say everywhere in Canada is perfect. But by and large, we have pretty strict standards on most city grids, on most generalized, tap water, right? So I would wholeheartedly agree with you, Zimleys, and I feel you, I agree with you, and I support you on that one. Hey, no worries, Cadillac Jack. Welcome to the show, buddy. Bear with me here, everybody. I'm trying to read really quickly. I know, that's my favorite way, when I can get away with it when the grow's small enough, Miss K. 100% agree with you. I'm just reading everybody. One of the things I love, too, is I love all the little side chats that are happening in our show, by the way, everybody. And everyone's just talking about... See, everyone, look at this chat right now. Look at everyone chatting, sharing, caring, helping each other, and sharing their experiences and their knowledges. This, ladies and gentlemen, Z's and Days, is what the fucking cannabis community is about. This is what we should all be doing. Standing together, helping each other, working together. This right here, everybody. Fucking, I'm always so impressed by all of you. Great job, everybody. I just love seeing it. Bear with me now. Now I'm playing catch up here. Yeah, no, ganja not your mama. You gotta, if you were to come here, I think that's what a lot of people that they come to this part of Canada, especially, it's the water tastes good. It tastes like water. There's not anything really in it. Even if you go and test the water that's coming off glacial rivers and local Canadian streams in this generalized area, usually you're going to have a ppm reading of about anywhere from 27 to 32. It's really, really quite nice. Tony Clifton, the one thing I will say, if it was 145 a year ago, remember, it is wintertime. Okay, so during the winter, especially here, for example, in certain areas, or if you have a warmer climate, okay, or it's at the beginning of the winter where you're kind of maybe getting some snow, and then it melts and it goes back in. A lot of this is churning up sediment in terms of the system itself. So that ppm being slightly elevated at this time of the year And then at the end of winter, that's kind of normal too. So I wouldn't necessarily stress that as much. It is kind of, it kind of goes with how shit goes, really, if that makes sense. Woo, 2:30, damn. That's intense. Just reading really quickly here, everybody. Hell yeah, Happy Dude Grows. Love it. Hey, Reverend Veritas, I love everything that we do here. I love the community we've built, and I almost wish I had even more time to do more calls and reach outs and more shows to try to help and answer people's questions and help as much as I could. I'm honored to help, and I love each and every one of you, and I love being here with you, and I love watching you all learn and being successful, and going from a lot of you had maybe one grow under your belt or just doing the first grow to now, a few grows later, cranking out fucking frosty, fucking amazing titties, weed titties galore. And then I think about how long it took me to start to dialing in my own growing and learning, because it was just sort of me teaching myself. And I mean, I'm humbly honored to have been able to help in any way for y'all to start to be more successful. So it's a pleasure to see, my friend. Bear with me, everybody. I'm now reading and catching up again. Yeah, just be careful if you're talking about H2O2 and you're talking about tech grade 29% H2O2. Be very, very careful. That will burn your skin, everybody. So please be careful. It does come with warning labels, but if there's one thing I've noticed as I've lived my life, I've come to realize that not everyone reads warning labels. So if you're using, I have tech grade 29% H2O2 in house as well. I got a big giant thing of it. Okay, it's great. It's awesome. However, please be very, very careful with tech grade H2O2, okay? It burns you. It will burn you. Even if it dries and the residual leftovers can burn you. So please be careful. Just saying. No worries, Brian. And that's correct. Happy Dudes, to my knowledge, running a beneficial rather than doing a sterile environment on DWC is definitely more expensive. And at the end of the day, hey, H2O2 can be cheap. I mean, you get a big giant thing of 29%, that's going to last you a while. Well, see, Timmer, tap water's fine for plants if it's coming from a good source. My tap water's perfect for plants. My tap water's perfect for me. But it all depends on the area where you live. It depends on the country you live in, and it depends on the water source. Where you get your water. Is it coming from a stream? Is it coming from a lake? Is it coming from glacial shit? Where is it coming from? To what kind of actual infrastructure is set up in your local area. I mean, that's a big part of it too. So that's where testing your bloody water, right? When you move to a new place or to a new community, a new area, testing the water that you're using is kind of an important thing for sure to do. What? Happy Dude Grows? Oh, powdery white mildew. Okay. Sorry, when everyone uses abbreviations, it trips me out sometimes because I normally just say the full thing. So I'm like, wait a minute, what? And then it's just an abbreviation. And I'm like, oh, okay. Never mind. So I'm less confused than I thought. Well, that's the thing. A little bit of ppm is good, right? You're totally right, Roman Reckless. Having some basic trace minerals in your tap water is not a bad thing. But it's when our tap water starts to get really high, like 150, 250, 350, 450. That's where it's really hard water. Well, here, let me grab my little ppm meter. I think it's got, if I'm remembering correctly, it's got this cute little chart on it I can show you. 1 second, everybody. I'm just grabbing my ppm meter. It's just on the shelf over here, I think. So, and if I'm remembering correctly, it's got this cute. Yep, here it is. It's got this cute little chart on the back. I don't know if you can see it on here, but So 200 to 400, it is, according to this chart on this little ppm meter's average tap water, and it calls it marginally acceptable. And then, you know, 400 plus is where we're hitting like hardcore, super hard middle spring stuff. I don't know how focused that is for you. Let's see, can I pull it out? I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't think. Probably not focusing for shit. Focus. Maybe if I click this. I'm trying to. Whoop! Getting dyslexic here. No. I can't get it to focus much. But anyway, it's a cute little chart on there. Oh, man. Okay, 1 second here, everybody. Just reading here quickly. Cheers back at you, Wild. Much love, my friend. So Andre 4000, everybody, says, any tips for an outdoor spring grow? I'm vegging plants now, and I'm going to put them in the greenhouse to bloom on February 1st. Daylight will be getting longer each day. I've heard some strains. I don't really understand the last part, but one, getting a start on the vegetation of your plants on the inside, okay, is a great way to start for your outdoor crop. If you're wanting to start flower earlier, and because if you do it right, you could have plants vegged out ready to bloom at the beginning of spring, and you could actually do a light depot at the beginning. So you can actually do it in such a way that you have smaller ones that you put out, and they're going to run the full season cycle. You've got bigger ones that you're going to do light depot on. So you can actually probably get away with, especially in a lot of areas with the long kind of summer or springtime, 2 full runs on that would be great. Zimlies, is small spiders harmful to the plants? Well, as long as they're not a spider mite. No, yeah, spiders are completely fine. Remember, if you've got small household spiders or a few little spiders hanging out in your grow tent or in your grow space, that's not a bad thing. They're typically going to be eating a lot of shit you don't want around you anyway. So, a few little, actual spiders, not a big deal, okay? They're not worried about eating your plants. So, but if it's spider mites, then that's a different story. But if they're actually, in fact, just little baby spiders, you'll be fine. What's up, That Guy Channel 2? That Guy Channel 2, what the hell, Tone G in this house? What? What do you mean? I don't know what you're saying. I've got the microphone up in here, and I've got it in a different position right now, and how I'm doing it. Why? Are you talking about the tone of the microphone or the audio, or... Oh, Tony Clifton, I've tasted Lake Erie. That's saying something, buddy. Woo. Oh, Tone G is someone in here. I understand now. What's up, Tone G? Hey, That Guy Channel 2. Anybody can come hang out here if they want to, man. It's all good. All good, man. 1 second here, everybody. I'm just reading real quick here. At first, when you said Tone G, I thought you were talking about the tone of my SM7B microphone. Because normally I have it mounted here, kind of coming into the frame, and I'm, hello, everybody. This is a radio show, kind of doing that way. But then I reoriented it this way up over some of the sound bouncing boards here that I use when I'm doing voiceover stuff in the studio here. So I actually thought that's what you were talking about. All right. I'm almost... Tony Clifton, winter has certainly started here. Ooh, pH at 9. Wow. Yeah, sold price, that's definitely not advisable then. Yeah, no, so the thing to remember, okay, is you can use reverse osmosis water and it will give you, like, I had reverse osmosis at the last house, and it was coming out typically at like a ppm like of like 2 or 3. The thing to remember though, if you're running a reverse osmosis system for your grows, having a 4th part or 5th part filter, which is a realkalining, remineralizing filter, well, it's not really a filter, I guess. It's actually more of a corrector in a sense. But that's a great thing to have. But also, too, even still, that's not putting out the requisite levels of the minerals we need. So, again, having a supplemental on top of that is also great. But that is a part you can work into the actual system itself to be, it'll help you out quite a bit there, my friends. Sorry here, I'm just reading. Jason Houlihan says, find a dead raccoon, dig a hole outside and throw a handful of lime on top. 6 inches of dirt. When it's time to grow, that hole outside will last about 2 years. I mean, yeah, you could use a raccoon. I mean, I use what you got, I guess. Actually, there was a lot of cool things. Like I was reading about how a lot of, like, you know, indigenous peoples back in the day, how they would grow their tobacco was actually they would take like a salmon and they'd bury this salmon and let it rot underneath, and then they'd plant the tobacco plant on top. So you're not wrong in basic premise. It's a very old school technique. Indigenous peoples of Canada have been using that for their tobacco for a long time. What's up, Native Nugs Cannabis Cultivation? How you doing, my friend? Tony Clifton, yes, some growers only use RO water. That is very, very true. It's not necessarily required. Reverse osmosis is best utilized when you have to do it. Like if you're in a place with not great water, yeah, fucking break out the RO, man. Yeah, so I've got a couple of bounce boards. I've actually got another one back here, but normally this one here that's behind me, I have it on top when I'm doing voiceover, so I like build like a little hut. But yeah, it's amazing how a little fucking styrofoam goes a long way. Thank you again, Reverend Veritas. Thank you very much. I will best water types to use for super soils. I use tap water bubbled to evaporate chlorine. Fine. Yep. Now, is it chlorine in your water? Or is it chloramine? Is that the name of it? There's another type of chlorine-esque things that they use that will not actually evaporate out. As long as they're actually just using a straight-up chlorine, then you can get rid of it that way. If it's like a chloramine, I think it's called chloramine. I could be totally getting that fucking wrong, but it doesn't evaporate out. So double check to see what your local area is using, and if it doesn't evaporate out, okay, then maybe switching to an RO system or something like that to try to clean that out would probably be a good idea. Or you could just distill it too. Set up a distiller, because again, it won't evaporate out. So you evaporate the water out of it, the water will recollect into your secondary tank, and then you'll be left with all that crap at the bottom. Just be careful with it, because once it builds up again, that's quite toxic and harmful to you. It happens, Tone G. It happens, Tone G. Well, welcome, my friend. Welcome to the show. So, Tony Clifton, rainwater is free. That is correct. However, I've heard actually in certain parts of the states it's illegal to collect rainwater now. I don't know how true that is, but I've heard that. And again, rainwater isn't necessarily clean, though. Okay, so just because you're collecting rainwater in certain areas, be careful. Still double check it. Okay, that is a pro tip there, just to be safe. Okay, yeah. What's up, Happy Grower? Ahoy, ahoy to you, man. Mahalo. Native Nugs, it's not a waste of water. Reverse osmosis is not a waste of water. I mean, it is. If you have a good water source at a decent pH with a decent ppm, yeah, sure, it's kind of a waste of time, for sure. But for some, in certain areas, especially if you've got, if it's chloramide, chloramine, something like that, and other things, right, in their water, ridiculously off the charts, mineral base off, like a salt spring kind of level, it's actually quite good to do. Because sometimes, you know, there's just too much crap in the water, and reverse osmosis is one of the most effective ways to clean and purify water. So it depends on the situation, I guess you could say. It depends on the situation. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, Boom Boom. Okay, that was pretty funny. Boom Boom, that's pretty funny. Boom Boom's like, yo, bury a dead skunk if you're looking for those skunky terps. Fuck. Oh, man. Okay, Boom Boom, that was funny. That was really funny. I liked that. Yeah, so Reverend Veritas, what I would do is, and again, you know, just a basic pH test. You know, this is the TDS EZ digital ppm meter. Works great. I think I spent like, I don't know, not that much money on it. It was like 26 to 30 bucks. So, but at the end of the day, yeah, totally worth the money. Wasn't overly expensive. So it's not hard to check these things. Okay, good. So Reverend Veritas, if it's actual chlorine and not chloramine or whatever that crap, the other shit that doesn't evaporate out, you're good to go. And then throwing that water in with the bubbler, boom. Just give her time and she'll be good to go, buddy. What's up, Sarah Coppin? Devil's Garden. Dark question, but I'll allow it. I hope you're fucking joking. But it's funny, though. Dark funny. But so everybody, Devil's Garden goes, if I bury my ex-wife 2 feet down, can I get 4 plants? Well, I would say quite, you know, yes, you could. I would go a little bit deeper than two feet, though. 2 feet's not enough. I'd go a little bit deeper than that. Bloody hell, it's so dark. Oh, my goodness. Well, there we go. Thank you, Jason. I'm glad my brain remembered the word right. Hey, well, you know, Shiner Pops, you know, I think, you know, people eventually realize, hey, I can go hang out somewhere and not get shit on and actually learn and have a good time and just hang out with some cool people. Wow, like, let's check it out. Anyway, 1 second here, everybody. Oh, that's totally true, too, Tone G. Ooh, I'd believe it, yeah. Jason Houlihan, hell yeah. Yeah, no, and that's the trick, Miss K. I mean, you know, if you're stripping it out through reverse osmosis, especially like some well water is quite hard, okay? And then that's when you know utilizing that reverse osmosis is the way to go. Again, you just add shit back in to safe levels, you know, and then you're good to go. Yeah, so Eugene Dolan, I mean, that would happen anywhere where the salmon spawn. There's huge salmon spawning that goes through right where I live. One of my close buddies, Glenn, he lives down on a blueberry farm. And so when it floods throughout the blueberry farm during the salmon spawning season, it's pretty crazy. The salmon are actually like swimming through the blueberry fields. Recently, in the hardcore flooding that we had, there was actually like videos of salmon swimming down the highway. Like, well, ladies and gentlemen, we got the salmon swimming down Highway 1. They're like, wow, this is a much faster route to our spawning grounds. Hell yeah. No, it's a thing, though. No, and I feel you, Roman Reckless, in terms of the basic process. You know, you're not necessarily wrong, right? But at the end of the day, the reverse osmosis systems have come a really long way. Like, they're highly more efficient, vastly more efficient now than they used to be in terms of all that. One second here, everybody. I'm just reading real quick. What? Really, Happy Dude Grows? That's astonishing / scary. I'm shocked to hear that. I believe you. I believe you, buddy. But I'm shocked to hear that. Jesus F. Christ. Really? I don't know if anyone read what Happy Dude Grows just said, but Happy Dude Grows said, I tested the pH of the rainwater in Saskatoon last year. It was 14.5. Really? Holy shit. If that's real, that freaks me out, bro. Come on, Saskatoon. Saskatoon's an interesting place, everybody. You go down to Saskatoon, you know. Down in Saskatoon, it's like the one place you can see your dog run away for 2 weeks. Or your wife. Or your husband, depending on, you know, who you're married to. But, yeah, no, it's very flat place. You can see forever. Yeah, it's true. But, wow, I'm astonished at that, bro. If that's legit, holy shit. Hey, that kind of run. Oh, I wholeheartedly agree with you, Happy Grower. And I mean, that's one of the things I kind of want to do this time, too, is actually, I had a water, it was like a big food grade barrel that was actually used to transport soy sauce. But I cleaned it out, and I was going to use it to collect, or use it for water and have it as a bubbler, of fully oxygenated water, and then I was going to actually use that for my plant watering. But when I was moving from the last place, my neighbor, he hated me for like 3 years, but it's because he refused to talk to me. In the end, we kind of became friends, like right before I moved. And then he was like, can I buy it off you? And I was like, no, you can just have it. So I gave it to him as a gift, a parting gift of peace. It's like, wow, we got along for 3 weeks out of 3 years. But there we go. Yeah, I mean, I'm skeptical on that one, but regardless, Roman Reckless, like, maybe there's a subtle exaggeration on the number there, but even with an exaggeration, that's still a fucking stupid number, man. Well, native cannabis cultivation, I mean, yeah, but I would also say, though, too, in general, like, I don't think those ratios are quite right anymore in terms of how much water is being wasted. I mean, I don't remember the exact wastewater ratio on my last one, but I'm pretty sure, very, that, reverse osmosis technology has come a really long way and cut down on wastewater quite a bit. But, Ganjanana, your mama, do I pay for the water I use? It's built into my taxes, so it's built into my property taxes that I pay, so I don't get a bill from water from the city. But it's all built in. It's included in my property tax, just like garbage pickup and that kind of shit, right? So if I pay my property taxes, then, part of that payment is paying for my water here at Potsquatch Growers. Yeah. Well, with me there, there's some pretty big animals over here in Canada, you know what I'm saying? So. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you're not wrong, Native Doug's here. You ever like see the old thing, like, oh, I'm going to salt your field, like back in the day. Like, I come from a long line of farmers, everybody, both in Canada and then where else, you go salt someone's field, it's like, you're a fucking dick. What's up, Tommy D? How you doing? What's happening, Dr. Geese? Good to see you. All right. Ah, very cool, Sarah. I like it. I dig it. Hey, thank you very much, Tone G. What you sees is what you get, man. It's just me, baby. Actually, you know what? I'm going to have a cigar on the show. I don't care. Normally don't like smoking in the studio, but one's fine. One's fine. I just need to get an ashtray, everybody. 1 second. I'll be right back. Oh, shit. There we go. Ow. There we go. Here we go. On a side note, so for those of you who are aware of what's been going on, of Uncle Potsquatch getting back in shape, if you've noticed, I'm not drinking in the show right now. I haven't been drinking all week, and I'm not going to be drinking really ever like the way I used to now. I've switched lifestyles, and I'm getting really healthy, and I've changed my diet. I've still got to fucking get off these cigars, but at least it's better than the cigarettes. And, but so at the end of the day, long story short, it's going really, really well. I just want to take a moment. Big shout out to Greg Reed. What's up, the School of Crap? Pound to you, man. thank you for helping me. Greg Reed is my health and wellness coach. Big shout out to Dario Synagoga of the Battle Fight League, which is a professional league here that's kind of a feeder league for the UFC. He's also a fight coach here in town, well, in Vancouver. So he's my fighting coach, but things are going really well. Big shout out to both of you. Tomorrow will be day 8. So today's day 7. It's been exactly 1 week of Uncle Potsquatch not drinking, eating healthy. Funnily enough, I had to cut out most of what I fucking ate. Turns out I wasn't the healthiest person in terms of what my dietary choices were. But my energy levels are through the roof. I'm feeling great. The first couple of days of detox was my kidneys were mad at me and my body was mad at me, but I'm really starting to feel really good. I've learned that basic body weight resistance training / aka yoga and all that kind of shit is astonishingly hard. Huge amount of respect for yogis now. Holy crap. But I'm working really hard on that, getting back in shape, and we'll be in fighting shape in a few months. And then keep going. But, it's going really well. Fucking really, really well. So, hey, Jake Paul, buddy. Once you're done fighting all the famous people, I'll knock you on your ass. Fucking, But it's going really well, which actually leads me to an interesting thing of a thing that we're going to start doing in the community, both on the Facebook group, I think. I got to talk to Greg about it. Maybe we'll start another little sub-channel. I don't fucking know. I don't know exactly how it'll take shape, but, we as growers put so much work into taking care of our plants. We feed our plants all the right things. We baby our plants. We literally take such good care of our crops. But more often than not, we the stoners don't necessarily take care of our bodies that well. Let's be fair. It's fucking true, everybody. We eat like crap usually. We don't take care of ourselves. I'm sure some of you out there do take care of yourselves. But let's be fair. Most of us don't. Okay? And that's kind of one of the things I want to start, not necessarily on the channel here, but in general for our community, we the Army. Talking about our health and sharing about our health and learning about the proper ways of taking care of our health. Because I've been learning a lot last week from Greg about health and wellness and properly taking care of myself, etc., etc. And I just got to say, it's a fucking thing, eh? To be fair, eating healthy is a little boring sometimes. You miss the cheeseburgers, man. You miss the pizza, you miss the bread, you miss the carbs. Or, the pasta carbs and the gluten-based things, right? But you're eating brown rice and wild rice and shit and all that kind of crap and a lot of chicken, a lot of turkey, a lot of fish. But, it's so important, I think, really for us as growers to be as healthy as we can be for ourselves as well. Because remember, we are electromagnetic beings. Plants are electromagnetic beings, okay? The energy that we give off is a direct variable to our grows as well. It's not just what we feed them, the lights we have, the this, the that. It's also the grower. We are something that is an electromagnetic entity that is directly affecting this plant. And so being the healthiest us, the best us that we can be, is actually a direct correlation to how our plant performs and how our plant does, right? So we won't be going that. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you all this is how I make my beet smoothie in the morning, and then this is my detox cleanse. I'm not going to do that on this, even though I'm totally just drank a beet smoothie before the show. But we're going to find a place where we can start talking about these things and talking about our health and actually how do we take care of ourselves as growers as well as we take care of our plants. Because it is kind of funny. We all work so hard to take care of our crops so well, but a lot of us don't fucking take care of ourselves. And it's astonishing to me, it is true, but it's hilarious. Oh, Canadian bacon, I already feel great, man. We started out at a base weight of 210. So realistically, I think probably I'll fight cruiserweight. That's what I'm thinking. We're going for the cruiserweight category, but maybe start there, and then I'll put on another 20 pounds of muscle mass, and we'll go fight heavyweight. We'll see what happens, eh? Hell yeah! Now, are the chickens in the barn yet, or you just built the barn there, Sarah? I love chickens. I eat a lot of eggs now, everybody. High in protein. No. Eugene Dolan, I did not find it tough, really, without the drinking. Because a lot of people see the way I drink. They're like, oh, he's an alcoholic. I'm not an alcoholic, by the way. I just like drinking. The only thing that was hard in terms of stopping drinking at first was just the habit of it. Because like I'm just so used to grabbing a beer, grabbing a whiskey, grabbing a scotch, having a glass of wine. And that was just something I did in the office while I'm doing business calls, while I'm doing shows, while I'm working on stuff. It was such a part of my habit of how I did things. That was tricky. That part of that was tricky. But I didn't go through withdrawal or anything like that. It was totally fine. And the great thing about my, the great thing about my new routine, I can still smoke and eat as much weed as I want. Yeah, I want some chickens too, Sarah, but I don't think I'm allowed to have chickens in the local municipality where I am. It's very sad. I don't know, Kemet432. It is 2021, man. I do the cooking in my house. And I work from home, so I've kind of become the dad mom. Miss Potsquatch is the one who's away at work all the time. Like, I work too, but like I work nonstop 7 days a week. But, I'm raising the fur babies. I'm cleaning the house and doing the cooking. You should see my pink frilly apron. I don't have one, but I should get one. I would comfortably wear a pink frilly apron, but I want polka dots on it. No, exactly, Ganjanana, your mama, totally. And like, I mean, there's a lot of local egg producers already out here. The people who live outside the town limits, so they can actually have chickens. So I just buy eggs from them. Love your plants, but love yourselves too, everybody. Oh, wow. That is intense, bro. And, well, that's the thing, Jason Houlihan, right? Like, Greg's not here, so I can talk about him and he won't get embarrassed, But the funny thing is like, Greg's almost 60, everybody. Like, Greg went at 54 and went pro again and did even better in bodybuilding than when he was younger. Greg, by the time he turns 60, he wants to be ready to compete again at 60. Greg has not an ounce of fat on him. He's jacked to shit. Fucking, it's insane. Actually, I have a picture. I could show you guys Greg at 55 when he was on this one magazine here. So Greg's been doing this probably, I think he started living this lifestyle and like being healthy and living this way probably when he was about 30 years old, I think. So simply put, it's been sort of half of his life now that he's been doing things the way he's doing them. I've just got to find this picture so I can show you. 1 second here, everybody. No. I just got to figure out where the damn picture is. But so he's really opened my eyes, though, into terms of taking care of our own health. Okay, everybody? And it's so important. If we take care of ourselves and we start taking care of ourselves and living properly young enough, the requirement of modern medicine or having to go to the doctor is next to nil, unless you like blow your hand off or shoot yourself or something, which happens sometimes. I'm just trying to find. Of course, the second I want to show you guys something, I can't fucking find this stupid thing. God damn it. Maybe it's at the top here. No, it's not there. It's not there. It's not there. Might be in here. It's got to be in here. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Oh, found it. Everyone, this is Greg at 55. That's Greg at 55 years old. They did a big article on him in this performance magazine talking about what it means to redefine aging. Okay, this is Greg at 55. Greg is just as jacked, if not more jacked at this, at almost 60 now. For those of you who are in the Facebook group, you'll see Greg. He makes a lot of posts in the group, sharing, his growth stories and stuff as well. But he's my health and wellness coach, and he's been teaching me a hell of a lot about this stuff. So it's just, we take care of our plants so well that it's so important for us to take care of ourselves as well. Like, it has a direct correlation to our grows. Ooh, my agent just texted me saying I have an audition. Good. I need work. 1 second here, everybody. I just need to read this things. Awesome. I'm just texting my agent, everybody. Awesome. Just finishing up a show on my channel. I'll be free to check it at 4:30. Smiley face. Send. Thank you! Exclamation point. Send. There we go. All right. Hey, we don't know what it is. Let's hope it's super cool. I could go for a breakout roll right now. Jesus F. Christ. Yeah, I just really like drinking. You're right, Canadian Bacon. And the great thing is as Greg said too, in my new lifestyle of being healthy, I can drink again. I just got to get to a certain point of health, and then I'll be good. No, yeah, Roman Recklands. I live in the dead center of town, and I don't think the local municipality will allow me to have chickens. They might allow me to have chickens, but I've heard rumors. I've got to check the municipal rules at the city hall. And ask if I'm allowed chickens, but I'm not. I don't think I am. I'd be shocked if I was, but yeah. Oh no, it's easy, Gone out of your mama. I'm doing well. Oh, Canadian Bacon, don't worry. The new genetics are popped. It's gonna be going right. What does the fox say? Weep, beep, 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 beep. Is that the song that you mean, School Crop? And at Canadian Bacon, don't worry, all those genetics are popped and it's going good. Show you my ppm reading? Well, I'll do it on the next show, because I'll bring a water sample on in the tap and I'll show you our ppm reading. It's roughly 27 here, 26, 27 here. 1 second here, everybody. I'm trying to read. He's just got a big beard now, Gone out of your mama. I'm almost ready. I'm almost caught up here. Okay, we're caught up. Yes. So long story short, chickens. We're all talking about chickens. Eventually, maybe I'll be allowed chickens. I don't know. But for now, I'll just go to the local chicken farmer and get my eggs. But yeah, we could totally do a ppm reading on the show if you want in the next show. That's totally fine. Basically, the reason why I'm not doing it now is because the sink down here doesn't get used very frequently. So it's got a lot of built-up sediment in the downstairs pipe. So you have to run your water for about a minute and a half to really get that system flushed out. So you're actually getting an accurate ppm reading on the water. When I'm using the grow, when the grow is in full flow, that tap is where it is my water source for the grow. But I just haven't used it since I've cut down the last run. But I'm happy to do that for everyone on the show and show you my wonderful, wonderful drinking water here in Hope, British Columbia. You want to see a runoff reading? Well, Ganjanana, we could totally do that too. But if you actually go back to my videos in the last run, I show runoff readings when I was flushing. I think, when did I do that first? There was a video specifically where I actually was showing runoff readings on the grow in the first start of the flush. I think it was roughly around week 7. I think the video we released in the last run was starting flush in week 7, blah, 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 blah. And I show my initial runoff readings on that. Basically what happened was we did that video. I hit it with the flushing agent in that video. And then about a day or so, 2 days later, once all those salts had worked itself out, there was a huge spike in the ppm. And then it dropped right off on the runoff there. So once I have the plants going again, I'm happy to also show you a runoff reading there, Ganjan out of your mama. But there is a video where you can watch at least a little bit of that going on as well. So you can go check that one. Like I said, roughly week 7, I think, is when we did that video on the last run there. But yes, we will do a ppm reading for everyone in the next show if you'd like. Hope is known for having some of the tastiest drinking water anywhere in the generalized area. It's better than Vancouver. It's better than a lot of areas. If you talk to anyone in Hope, like, for example, that was one of the funny things. Like, a lot of the people, when they got trapped here in Hope, from the landslides and all of that, and the highways being destroyed and this or that, and they got trapped in Hope through the all of that. They were like, why does your water taste so good? Because it's water. Like, it doesn't have a bunch of crap in it. Patrick Randall, you can't eat red meat. That's heartbreaking. I feel for you. Unless you don't like red meat, then I'm sure it's fine. But, like, for me, I mean, I eat a lot of red meat. This is just a little cigarello. I'm puffing a few cigars in the show for today. I am going to be getting stoned, actually, after the show. Because one of my new things I'm really excited about is I found out there's actually a skating rink in town. So, part of my new health and fitness regime is I'm going to get stoned as fuck and go skating like 3 or 4 or 5 times a week. Ice skating, everybody, not skateboarding. I'm not coordinated enough for that, but I can skate on ice just fine. So, yeah, I'm going to be getting stoned and going skating there. A lot of people ask, why don't you smoke a bunch of weed in your show? A lot of other people smoke a shitload of weed in their shows. Well, because a big part of our show is me trying to actually, 1, address everything that you all say. 2, try to answer everybody's question. And to kind of be interactive. If I get right fucking stoned in this show, it's not going to lead to the show being overly entertaining, efficient, or interactive. I'm just going to sit here like, yo, man. What? What did he say? What? Oh. So that's why I don't smoke a shitload of weed in my shows, everybody. You went skating and broke your arm, then broke your hand? That's not good, Ganjana, your mom. You got to remember, no, I wouldn't necessarily say it's this way as much now, but like I was skating roughly at the same time I could walk. Skating is second nature to many, many Canadians. A lot of us were raised to go ice skating. When I was a kid, we would build ice rinks in our backyard down No NT, and we go skating every day. Be out on the rink, skating in the backyard. No, exactly. That's my point. And the reason why I don't smoke on the show is because I'd be brain dead. Like, I mean, I smoke a lot of weed before and after the show, but it's like, when it's showtime, like, I try to, I gotta be here, I gotta be interactive and focusing and interacting with all of you. So that's why we don't smoke a shitload of weed on Potsquatch Growers. I do enjoy having people come on the show and making them smoke weed. I find that funny. Poor Caden. I broke Caden once on the show. Poor kid had like a horrible anxiety attack. Right. I mean, Eugene Dolan, back then, it was a town coming to terms with itself, and I'd say it still is a town trying to figure itself out. There's a very, very, like, strong dividing line in this town. It's like half the community thinks one way and half the community thinks another way. It's an interesting town to live in. I'll put it to you this way. To half the town, I'm Jesus. To half the town, I'm the devil. Yeah, and I don't really smoke a lot of sats either. Like, I mean, we are growing some sat splits and stuff on the next one, so maybe we're going to grow some weed that'll be a little bit more conducive to me being functional. Happy 420, everyone. Well, here, fuck it. It's 420. It's the last 10 minutes of the show. I've been smart and intelligent and interactive. It's 420. Fine. You want me to get stoned? You guys want me to get stoned? Well then, fuck it. I'll get stoned. Hello. Let's get high, y'all. Let's get fucking high. All right, there we go. Look, nice happy medium. Bloody hell. Do 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 do. Hell yeah, Trichrome's Rocky Socks. Why not? It would certainly be probably one of the most eccentric entrances that anyone's ever fucking seen. A dedicated show to just smoking. I mean, I guess we could do that. It's just so different. And the way I look at it is, it seems like all the weed shows, that's what they do, is they just get like fucking high the whole time. I like to be different and do my own thing. Hi, Joyce. How you doing? Hi, Joyce. Good to see you. I hope you're well. You too, Blasted Puffin. Sarah Coppin, I'm busting up some of the Hindu Kush from the last run that we just grew. Smells oh so nice. Smell. Smell it, everybody. You can't smell it? Oh. Right, this webcam doesn't have smell-o-vision. Shit. A little bit of roach. There we go. Oh, yeah. Smoking some marijuana. Smoking the marijuana. Who hears about smoke some marijuana? I'm about to smoke some marijuana. You driving, Pat? What? Oh, like Patrick. Uh-huh. Oh, you on the road there, Patrick? And soon our new store will be up and you can get your very own packs of Potsquatch hemp rolling papers, unbleached, non-GMO, with vegan-friendly gummy. I find myself amusing. Rolling a joint on the show. Cat hair. That's why you should clean your desk before you roll a joint on it. I don't even know how cat hair is in here. He almost never, like, he sneaks in here occasionally. But I do my darndest to keep all the animals out. There's enough animal hair for me down here, you know what I'm saying? Ah, shit. Yo, what's up, Greg? Everybody, see Gregory Allen Reed here? You see that? Our moderator there? Remember that sexy picture of that fucking super jack dude? That's Greg. Say hi, Greg. I was showing everybody your magazine cover when we're talking about health and wellness and how we as growers need to take care of ourselves because we take care of our plants so well that we should do the same for, you know, ourselves. Because we're electromagnetic beings, and that has a direct influence on our plants. And then I was showing you, I think Ganchanana, your mama, is a little in love with you, Greg. She thinks you're really hot. Sorry, Ganchanana, but, you know, you said it like 6 times. He's going to go back and watch the show anyway, and know, so. You know, so. There we go. Just do a little doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. There we go. You have an admirer, Greg. Yes, I baptize joints. We baptize joints in Canada. At least some of us do, from a certain generation age anyway. Spicy. Oh, I missed some. Who here likes to ghost inhale when they smoke their marijuana? I almost got it. I gotta go slower on it. You gotta let the smoke kind of sit in your mouth for a second before you release it. That's the mistake I'm making on that one. Hell yeah. Do it up, Blasted Puffin. I gotta get my ass in slightly better shape than I am right now until I'm allowed to have the odd beer again. I had a cheat day for the first day the other day, and I had a Subway, I had bread, and I allowed myself to have an Irish coffee. It was divine. Yeah. Yeah. Man, this shit's good. Fuck yeah. Good old Hindu Kush, baby. It's the good old Hindu Kush. Exactly, Roman Reckless. Exactly. The circle of life. That's right. Ooh. Oh man, yeah. See, this is why I don't smoke during the shows. I'll just end up ignoring everyone and sitting here just getting high. I'm like, yeah. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I don't fucking smoke a shitload of weed in the shows. I try to be interactive so I can still be here and be present. So let's do a recap. Woo! Okay, 1. New beans are soaking in water. Another 24 hours in those. Then we're going to get those in paper towels. Then we're going to plant those rootlets. We're so close to having the grow up and running again for everybody. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good time, okay? And, yeah. Don't worry. You don't have to wait very long. And soon the store will be up with all the CBD products as well as all the swag. And everyone's going to have their turn to grab some of that if that's what they so choose. So that's good news, and that's gravy, baby. And we also started shooting the weird kind of micro, video that I'll release at the end of the whole grow, so you can watch the whole thing super fucking fast. That should be fun, too. Also, too, I'm a long-winded prick, so it's a real challenge to try to, make something that's long but short. Oh, man. But, so, saying, like, it's going to be good, man. We got the wheat titty growing. We got 5 or 6 different things. 6 different things popped. Now, one of them only has one bean pop because I just found it randomly. I'm like, well, we'll see if it even pops. If it pops, great. And if not, well, we'll have 5 strains. But hell yeah, everybody. So, my friends, my family, it's been a wonderful show. I got to keep it very strict. It is now 4:30. I've told my agent I will go and check email for this audition for a thing. And because I got to confirm it, but I got to read it first, and then I got to go, Anyway, everybody, remember, the true grower is the forever student. The true grower makes educated, stupid decisions. The true grower... That was both, like, part joke, but part, like, I am stoned. So I was like, wait a minute. What do we do again? The true grower learns more from their mistakes than they do from the successes. It is okay to fail. This is where we learn. Don't beat yourself up. Don't hate yourself down. Love yourself. Love your plans. And treat people around you with respect and decency. Doesn't mean you have to be a bitch or a pushover. You can still stand up for yourself. You know what I mean. I love you, Potsquatches. We'll see you next time. Keep it real. Thank you very much, Eddie Evans. Thank you to all of you this show coming and sharing with me and having a good time. It was super fucking awesome. And, yeah. Peace and love, everybody. Keep it real. I'll see you next time. I'm fucking pretty stoned.